today I've decided to do something a little bit different. You probably guessed from the title it's not really to do with makeup and beauty, so if you are interested in that, maybe skip to another one of my videos. Recently I have been so inspired by one of my very best and closest and loveliest friends. She's called Katie. She lives in Australia now, but she's coming home soon. Woo! And we were chatting the other day and she has started a channel that I will link below, and it's all about her relationship with food and the journey she's been on. And we were chatting and saying, wow, if just like one person watched that and it made a difference to their life, it would be so worth it. A year ago, so in April 2013, I got diagnosed with ME/CFS, which is chronic fatigue syndrome. They're kind of the same thing, or they are the same thing. I was ill for about a year before I got diagnosed, and one of the first things I did when I found out that that is what I had was I got online, I got onto YouTube, and I was typing in all the different combinations of words that I thought I could find out to see if there was anyone anywhere who was 26, who had ME, who was going through the same thing as me, who even just had some advice or some hope or anything, and I couldn't really find anyone. And it was a bit of a bummer. I thought I'd do a video today to just kind of answer, I guess, firstly the main question that I get asked about ME, and then to give 3 ways that I have started on the road to recovery. So let's go! The big question. The question I get asked all the time, other than the question of ME, that's the one where you're really tired, right? So probably the second biggest question I get asked is, how does ME affect you?
Exhausted, insomnia, weight gain, can't lose weight, achy muscles, achy joints, my digestion's gone cray-cray, clumsiness, constant colds, swollen glands, headaches, and a cuddly toy. Jokes, no cuddly toy.
I don't even have a cuddly toy. But if I'm being honest, the ways that I have struggled most with the effects of ME are the ways it's affected me emotionally and mentally. You basically feel like you stop being yourself and you are going crazy. So here are some examples of how I have been affected. I cry at everything. I overreact randomly. Boom! I have what is commonly known as brain fog. This means the following events are regular occurrences in my life. Putting the laptop in the fridge. Wearing odd shoes to work. Falling out of flat shoes. And breaking my elbow. And generally being unable to remember any word. Here's an example of a conversation I had with my dad at the weekend. Dad, do you remember that thing? Which thing are you talking about? The one with What's in My Job? No, not What's in My Job. The one who was in that, you know the one? The one with, oh, yeah, My dad is 70. I have the brain of a 70-year-old man. So, now we've got a little bit depressing. Let's get some good news in there. One of the most helpful things and hopeful things that I got told quite early on with my ME was this statistic. I like a statistic. So that means 75% of people are going to get better to some degree. To me, that is good news. So hold that in your heart when you're feeling a little bit like this is an ongoing saga that will steal your life. Not true. So 3 things that I have found helpful, you might find helpful in recovery, are firstly, acceptance but not identity. I am not very good at being ill. I would actually go as far as saying I am bad at being ill. I just don't do ill very well. Being like, I just want to sit and have someone make me hot drinks. I'm like, no, I want to do it myself. Back off. That is actually probably the case for you if you're watching with ME, because that's probably why a big reason you get ME, because you don't listen to your body like me and you just push through. But actually, if you want to get better, you just need to face the facts. You've been diagnosed with ME. Let's move on now. Key point, clause, don't know if that's grammatically correct. Lord. Does not mean ME is your identity. Remember, you're not ME, it's not who you are. Do educate yourself. I was so lucky because when I got diagnosed, I lived in Leeds. There is a clinic in Leeds. There aren't many around the country. You get to go on a 10-week course. Basically, it's not a help group particularly. It's actually you go and you learn about what ME is and you learn about how to get better from ME. And it was so helpful because you get so many doctors or health professionals who, no offence if you're a doctor or a health professional, but you go, oh, ME, no one really knows what it is. I got told when I moved to London, doctors in London don't believe in ME. Say what? It's in the medical journal. You have to believe in it. It's not like fairies. Anyway, educate yourself. Like, there are symptoms, but the symptoms have a cause to them. Summarize really quickly. Here is a helpful graph. Your energy levels before you have ME are probably being pushed to the limit. Normal people's go like that. People with ME are getting pushed to the top and to the top and to the top and to the top. And something happens, usually a trigger. For me it was a virus. It could be emotional trigger. I mean, your body just says no. Energy drops to the floor. You then get stuck in this cycle of what they like to call boom and bust. Your body goes into fight or flight response, which basically means you like adrenaline it up. Woo! But then no one can adrenaline it up forever, so then you crash and you're like, ugh. This pattern continues. So the second stage is understand any ME. Learn what the problem is, so then you can know how to fix it. Step 3, going back to the graph, probably the most helpful thing, and it was the longest thing for me to get into my head because I didn't want to accept this fact. The first thing you need to do is to break the cycle of boom and bust. You need to break the pattern and you need to stabilise your levels. However low they've dropped, you need to stabilise them at that level. There's no good you trying to get better before you're stable. It just won't work. And so that means all the people who go, oh, we'll just start exercising. That's going to help, isn't it? Yeah, but not necessarily straight away. First of all, you have to stabilise. Once you're stable, then you can start graduated exercise, you can start doing more activities again. For me, being stabilised meant I had to cut a lot out of my life. And that was really hard for me to do, but knowing that once I was stable, though, I then could get better, made it worth it. So that is it for today. If you have happened to find any of this helpful, and you might have any further questions or things you'd like to know more about, things that I've not found helpful or things that I have found helpful, if you want to know more about what I've changed, like my diet, sleeping patterns, or you want to come with me to the acupuncture place or anything like that, then just let me know below and I will try my best to sort something out. I just want to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to all my wonderful family and friends who have helped me over the last 2 years to keep positive and have been so supportive and so helpful and sweet, and all the people I've met with ME, like Katie and Helen, who have just been so encouraging and positive. And finally, a shout out to my homegirl Becca Patel. What a babe! You have made what could have been and probably should have been the worst 6 months of my life not just bearable, but actually pretty fun. I didn't know getting housebound for 6 months would turn out to have created so much craziness, but I loved it and I love you. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye!